Let's Talk Strategies with Danette Moss on Blog Talk Radio, right here also on the Salette USA TV iNetwork. Let's talk strategies after the show. Let's go right into the studio. Danette, are you there?
Yes, I am, and thank you guys for joining us again, and I'm so excited that you decided to give us some of your time. A moment ago, we spoke of the USP, and I wanted to ask you something else. We talked about thinking ahead or fall behind.
Mm-hmm.
Let's tell them about that. I mean, because we have to do that plan.
Actually, I'm going to tell you it applies to every facet of everything you do.
Okay.
But particularly with respect to the art of connecting with confidence, you need to have identified why are you going there in the first place.
Okay.
You need to know who is it you want to meet. You need to understand what is it you want to share with them about how you help them solve problems.
Okay.
If you just show up and wander around to sample the food, I'm going to suggest that's not a very good use of your time.
I love it.
Okay? So thinking ahead or you're already behind also applies when you're out in your everyday business life.
Okay.
If you, and here's the thunderstorm and the firestorm is about to hit, I'm going to tell you, get off of the phones while you're driving.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I was going about 15 miles an hour. I reached for my phone, and two cars ahead of me stopped dead in the traffic lane, and I bumped into the truck that was ahead of me. He was fine. My radiator was blown.
Okay.
So I do not answer the phone, nor do I speak on the phone ever while I'm driving.
Mm-hmm.
I just won't do it anymore. His vehicle was fine. He drove away. Mine had to be totaled because of the damage to the radiator.
Wow.
Okay? He was higher than me. The bumper went right through me. So what I'm going to say is that when you're bringing other things along with you,
Okay.
you're not preparing for the next appointment.
Wow.
You are dragging baggage along. The undone things, the unanswered phone calls, the emails that should have gone out, the text messages you haven't read yet.
Okay.
If that's what you're focusing on, you're taking very critical prep time away from making the best impression that you can at your next location.
Now, that's amazing that you would mention that, because that kind of disrupts the myth of it being okay to multitask.
But you are multitasking.
Okay.
And here's how you're multitasking. So I'm going to see you, okay? You're a
Mm-hmm.
business consultant.
Yes.
Shouldn't I be asking which of my former clients I could use as examples
Yes.
to show you how I have helped someone else like you before?
That's right.
Shouldn't I ask myself, is it an age factor, a gender factor? Is it a community factor? Is it an industry factor? How many different ways from my prior experiences and my credentialing
Okay.
can I bring examples to bear for you and resources to share with you?
Mm-hmm.
I can't be doing that if I'm answering somebody's phone call.
That's right.
So I'm multitasking in the sense that I'm using my drive time for my mental preparation time. And I'm going to have a laser beam. Now, I don't believe in shotguns. Okay, you hear people say the shotgun versus the rifle approach.
Oh, no.
Oh, goodbye. But I do believe in laser beams instead of floodlights.
Okay, I understand.
Okay? I don't want you to walk in with generalizations. I want you to walk in well prepared with your examples. It's like having a toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the carpenter and you walk in and the toolbox is empty, you're very ill prepared for the job and
That's
you'll
right.
be fired.
That's right.
You wouldn't think of it. Or a mechanic who doesn't have a wrench. So why would you, as a business owner, and business owners have to be sales professionals.
Yes, they do.
Okay. Why would you walk into something and say, well, I'll just wing it. I've been there before. I've done it before. I can do this.
He won't win. He truly will lose.
No. The person's going to feel like you didn't care enough to come well prepared.
That's right.
Did you visit their website? Did you look at their competition? Did you Google to find out how many other websites do what that person says they do?
Mm-hmm.
What is their ranking? What's their USP?
Key points. I love it.
You know, if I pull up their website and I can't tell what they're doing, I'm not very impressed. And I may not be willing to take them on as a client.
It's amazing that you would mention that, because I get so many people that actually come to me by phone call, or either I'm out at different networking functions, or they email me and they'll say, Danette, how can I get on your show? And listen, I investigate. I am a true investigator. It's my brand, and I have to protect my brand. After all, I'm here giving information to people on a 30-minute segment, and they get that free. They pay for the rest. So, I want to still make sure that my brand is protected. So when you're coming to me, you need to make sure that you present yourself well. So I'm in true agreement with that. That's so important. And, for those of you that are actually still not necessarily in business or seeking to go into business as of yet, and you're even looking for full-time jobs, you need to research the companies that you're looking at. You need to make sure that you understand their brand. You need to know key things about their business. And when I do, as a small biz strategist, and when I look at your website, when I consult you or take you through all the different fundamentals to help you draw traffic to your website, the first thing I do is I investigate you. I can see where you truly are on the internet. I can look at your keywords. I can look at your competition. And I can truly give you a report card of what you're actually doing. So, believe it or not, there's no secrets to anything that we really do. There's really no secrets at all. And you can tell people, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and people really, truly can see past, what you may consider the blinders. Now, 300 rule that we talked about. We spoke about the 300 rule on Blog Talk Radio, Let's Talk Strategies, earlier with Terry. I wanted her to share that. Again, since we're kind of giving you guys the after the show segment, I thought the 300 rule was awesome. Could you tell our viewers that?
The 300 rule talks about spheres of influence. You have family, you have your community, and you have your professional life. And those things may merge. A family member could be part of your community, could be part of your professional life all at the same time. But this past fall, I had a chance to meet one of my living heroes, Bob Berg. He wrote the book called Endless Referrals. And I said, Bob, talk to me about the rule of 300. Where does the 300 come from? And he looked at me like, Terry, you already know this. But I wanted to see his reaction to it. And he said, look at your cell phone. How many numbers can you put into your phone?
I didn't think of that.
It's typically 250. It's very standard. Okay. Or how many people are in your LinkedIn? Now we're talking about thousands of people can be LinkedIn or Facebooked. Okay. But where it stems from, in reality, according to Bob, and I think I'm in agreement, is how many people do get invited to the typical wedding? About 300.
Oh, that's really real.
Okay.
Cost effective.
And how many people get invited or show up for a funeral of somebody who's made a difference? Somewhere typically between 250 to 300. And so that's what we would think of as your sphere of influence. These are people who know you, who interact with you, who have some awareness of who you are. And when we talk about connecting with confidence, and I'm going to say, if you're starting a business or you're starting a job search, the challenge is the same. Many times people question your motivation. Why aren't you doing what you did before? And it's uncomfortable. And you're not, I remember the first time that I switched jobs and it wasn't at my choosing. I didn't want to go home for Christmas. I didn't want to tell people I wasn't doing that anymore because I've been really proud of the job I've been doing. So understand you've got to develop a 90-second commercial that you can share with these people to let them know who you are and what your focus is, so that they in turn can serve as a referral source for you.
Wow, short and sweet. I love that. 90-second commercials are so important as you move forward, whether it's in your job search or in your business. If you are lacking that skill set, you can feel free to contact Terry or myself, and we can